Before this video, be sure to check out our short film Hazards, as there will be spoilers. But for now, thanks for joining. I'm Rob Greenwald, and this is 5 Things About Hazards. Number 5. The scale of the production. You may know this from our Instagram account at Rob_Productions, but we only had about 2 nights to shoot the film before we have to leave for school. So we took advantage and we shot from about 6 to 9 p.m. on each of the last 2 nights. I also took a night of reshoots to add a scene via Jack's idea to make the hood seem more suspicious and potentially odd. Now with the film mainly being exterior scenes, this meant a lot of the filming had to be in the cold, which at times made the cinematography a bit shaky, but we were able to make it work. Other times, we would have to cram into a car to shoot the interior scenes.
That's making the fuzzy sound.
Oh yeah. Just turn it all the way to the left if you. Oh yeah, there you go.
Alright, cool.
Also, with no actual prop gun, you can imagine that we didn't want to show any of the hands on purpose, and that's why you don't see it in the film.
Just, when I say action, just raise your hand, like act like you're shooting him.
Try not to see my hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my face?
No.
Okay.
Action.
Also during our shoot, we didn't have any professional lights or even lamps with us, so we had to use our flashlights on our iPhones for most of the lighting. Knowing we wouldn't have access to the lights beforehand, I tried to write and plan to use locations which already had lights or use the light of our own cars.
They'll be able to tell.
Finally, we used our new camera, the Panasonic Lumix G7, which worked great and it didn't do too bad in low light. But being with a new camera, we were still getting used to the controls and features of it. But the 4K quality was definitely a plus. Number 4. Music and costumes. I knew I wanted to start the film with an eerie and odd song to kind of set the tone of the film. Thinking about the beginning of films such as Get Out or The Zodiac, I just love that vintage sound they have to them. I initially just had a suspenseful score, but I didn't think it captured the overall tone of the film. So I was able to find a non-copyright vintage style song, and it gave us that absurdity we were looking for. We also used royalty-free songs from Vincent Augustus, as I wanted to use songs that had that Khalid or The Weeknd style to them, like catchy but also kind of sad to them too, to give them that modern hip-hop feel. Then I wanted to end the film with a song similar to the first, but more of a modern R&B style. The chosen song TikTok is not necessarily R&B, though it does have some qualities to it, but it mostly just has that eeriness that we wanted for the credits. For costumes, my character wears a red button down and slacks as he's at a party, bar, or club of some sort. Lou's character also wears a button down too in the film, mainly to reveal the blood in the opening shot. When it came to Jack's character, I realized he couldn't wear a button down because his character is completely different than ours, and that's why he shows up in a zipped up black jacket.
Hey, you need any help?
Number 3. Creation and writing. So our break was about from December 18th to January 4th. But even before that, I began writing scripts and ideas, but nothing seemed to click. So I gave myself a goal that I had to come up with and begin our script by Christmas. I had the idea of three guys who didn't know each other, but their lives are impacted similarly, but I wasn't really glued to that idea. Couldn't really come up with much more than that. Then Christmas night came and we were driving home. I remember I was listening to Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar's Mona Lisa, a somewhat violent song. As I heard the song, we passed this car with their hazards on the side of the road. And I was thinking, what if you wanted to be nice and you went to help them out, but then something violent happened along the way?
Hey, you good?
And that's where the idea hazards came from. So beginning that night and all day the next day, I wrote and revised hazards and sent it off to the cast and crew. They liked it, and we began planning. Number 2, the absurdity of death. In this film, I wanted to toy with the idea of dying without warning or much warning, and also with very little reason. You know, some things in life happen that we just can't explain. Why didn't Jack's character die? What was the text or the alert the hood got that made him have to leave? What did lonely but safe mean? Some things just happen. Now, I do like context and I like to try and incorporate it in most of our films, but I wanted to play with absurdity and spontaneity in this one. So when Lou's character dies, he almost falls into this dream state. Lou and I talked about this, thinking about how he was just with his ex and they were having a good time holding each other and everything, and now he just got gunshot wounds out of nowhere. For my character, I've had this idea for a while of having a character get shot while looking through his trunk, and just have them still in it, even though they're dead. Again, it adds to the absurdity of death. I really doubt my character expected to die that night, especially half in his trunk, half fallen on the ground. Number 1, Symbolic Victims. The number one question I got asked, why didn't Jack's character die? Well, his character didn't die on purpose. There is a reason. It's all about the lead up. If you look at Lou and I's character compared to Jack's character's behavior, they behave very differently. Lou's character hooks up with his ex, even though he's seen someone else. And my character goes to his friend Sarah's place to take advantage of her while she's drunk. Meanwhile, Jack's character treats his mom with respect and is willing to pick her up some milk. Or chocolate milk, like in this take.
Hello? Chocolate milk? Oh, fuck.
I was like, chocolate milk.
So you could take it as the girls Lou and I characters we're talking to are the hazards that shouldn't be given into.
We've done this before. And you know I'm talking to someone else.
Or that Lou and I characters are wrong for what they did or were going to do, while Jack's character just respects his mom.
Love you too, Mom. See you soon. Bye.
Also, their behavior towards the hood is different. Although all seem kind and willing to help, Jack's character seems to care more and is more willing to help, even though he admits he doesn't know anything about cars.
I mean, I don't know a lot about cars, but I can give you hints.
Bonus. What the hell does lonely but safe mean? Don't know if it's my place to explain and just let you guys think about it, but I'll tell you what it means to me at least. So you got Lou and I's character, who deal with other characters and the problems that come with those interactions throughout the entire film. Meanwhile, Jack's character only interacts with his mom for a little, but mostly he's content listening to some classic rock and driving around, and that seems to keep him out of trouble. You could say there's some symbolic interaction between the hood and Jack's character as they can both relate to feeling alone, but the hood has his own inner demons, and that kind of what leads him to his goodbye note in the beginning of the film, lonely but safe. Thanks for watching the constant support over the years. Your support doesn't go unnoticed, guys, and we're truly grateful. See you guys for the next vid. Peace.
We're good. We can go to high school now.
Are we running?
Thanks for the help. Really appreciate it.